I just got done listening to a song that was talking about um, people being able to see the consistency of, within you, that things have changed. So like if you go from, being wicked to somebody that follows Jesus, having people around you um, being, or people that were around you before, being able to see that consistency of you, making that change, um, you know, that they, when they are able to see that, they go, wow, what is this? Like they, because they can see the consistency, right? But what happens? So let's say you're somebody that is been consistent. Let's say you struggled with anger issues, and you've been consistent for, I don't know, maybe 10 years. You've been without anger for like 10 years. Like the people around you have seen that. And then what happens if one day your buttons get pushed a little too far, or, Satan gets in your ear? Because I will say this, we all have a breaking point, don't we? Each and every person has a breaking point. So what happens when all of a sudden 10 years, like you've been consistent without, lashing out in anger for 10 years, and then all of a sudden it just pops up again. And then the people around you, all of a sudden, they point out with their finger, they're pointing and saying, oh yeah, you really are a Christian, blah, blah, blah. Well, a righteous man falls 7 times, but gets back up again. See, a righteous man falls, but knows how to get back up. And something that they don't see or don't want to see is the progress, because they're so focused on that one time that you fell. They don't want, like, it's kind of unique that during those 10 years, they could see the growth, but then that one time you made a mistake and you got angry, now all of a sudden to them, it erases the 10 years of growth. Why? Because they have something inside of them. They have a little devil inside of them that does not want to see the progress. But let me circle back around and say and talk about the righteous man will fall 7 times but gets back up. If we are preaching that, let's, live that out, and let's not point the finger at every single time the righteous man falls and say, well, I guess you're not a righteous man because you fell. Well, if we are saying that it's a progress and we are saying that a righteous man falls 7 times but gets back up again, we can't be pointing the finger every single time that righteous man falls. And so therefore, yes, it goes back to what I was talking about earlier, is it sounds like they have the devil inside of them. Because only Satan would point that out. Only Satan would be like, well, I guess there was no progress, right? But wait a minute. Because you went from having anger issues and you gone 10 years without anger. Yeah, that's progress. That is literally progress there. And so my message for you is, don't allow Satan to play that game with you and tell you that you've made no progress, when in reality you have made progress. There's only one that knows, and there's only one that needs to know that you've made that progress. And it's the Lord Jesus Christ. He's the only one that needs to know that you've made progress. And he's the only, like, I know it, like when people can see that you've made that progress, like maybe your spouse, that's good. So that, other than Jesus, maybe your spouse, but other than that, I would say really the only one that needs to see you've made progress is Jesus. That's the only one that matters. That if Jesus can see that you've made progress, who cares what anybody else may think? If you slip one day and you kind of go back to, you kind of slide backwards, right? Like, so let them talk all they want, because you know the truth and God knows the truth. Jesus can see your walk. He can see that you've made progress, where others may only choose what they want to see. And so the only one matters is God.